Hey people, welcome to the channel, and I wanted to do a video replying to some of the great comments I got from this video right here. More Americans are doing this to escape poverty, well, basically moving to somewhere where it's, well, obviously cheaper to live, right? Which makes sense. And there's been a number of good comments. 70% of Americans cannot muster $1,000 in an emergency. Yeah, I've seen similar figures, like they don't have like $700 or something along those lines. So I get it. I've been living in Spain since '98 from LA and spent 10 years in Asia since then, but have been back in Spain since 2012. Thankfully, all right, so a bunch of other people's experiences. And before I go on with this, I just want to remind you, dude, you do whatever. If you're happy in whatever country you happen to be, if you are happy in the United States, if you're happy in Vietnam or Argentina or in Jamaica, I don't care. I understand that there is a very strong attraction to what's yours, you know, the patriotic feeling. It's not even, you know what? It's not even much of a patriotic thing. It's just what you're used to. You grew up there. You speak the language. You're local. You know how things run. You know everything. So it's natural to feel more comfortable in your own environment. Now, having said that, there's cases in which things get bad enough and people, well, what millions of people have done throughout history. And I believe that at this point in the United States, with the economy the way it is, there is a reason for this increase in people that are, you know, going elsewhere. I don't think it's uncalled for. I don't think it's this, what was it, like the Hollywood, the celebrities crying about Trump winning. Oh, I'm going to leave because Trump. No, I'm not talking about that kind of moronic thing. It's not that. It's just, dude, the numbers just don't add up. And talking about numbers, it was actually a very good comment that I had here from someone that is like a financial advisor. Oh, where is that guy? So very true, good info. If there's, where is that comment? Anyway, some guy talking about him being a financial advisor and how you basically have to live, basically the good old live within your means, which is true. You do have to live within your means. That's no one can argue against that. And yeah, having a financial plan and being smart about money and whatnot, that makes perfect sense, you know. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the answer is to live below your means, no matter what country you go for. For you're an expert in survival, I'm an expert in personal finances. Yeah, you know. But then he talks about how he's about 52, 50. He's about 60 years old, making 100K a year. I'm not talking about this guy, right? I get it that he's absolutely right. If you live within your means, save money and whatnot. But also, let's be completely honest about something else. The United States that he grew up in no longer exists. If you're a 60-year-old man and you bought your house and you helped out your children and whatnot, it is a very different story. For people that don't know, adjusted by inflation, it's 4 times, not a little bit, it's 4 times more expensive to buy a house now than it is back in, you know, when this man was 20, 30 years old. Not only that, I was checking the cost of healthcare has grown up even more. So it's far more expensive to buy a house. It is a lot more expensive to provide health care, and everything goes in the same direction. I'm not saying it cannot be done. Let me make that perfectly clear. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it is a lot more expensive. So it is understandable that a number of people, a growing number of people, feel like, again, doing what he says, you know, doing the budget, it just doesn't add up. You know, and someone, that's what I'm looking for. Someone said that he lives a middle class life. Okay, I cannot find it. He lives a middle class life with $2,500 a month. I don't know. Let me know. Again, I'm not an American, so you guys let me know. Is this guy right about you living a nice middle class life and saving? I think he says like he saves like 10% or gives away. No, something like he has like. He saves away with his $2,500 a month budget. I was like, dude, I don't believe you have any kids. I mean, I just don't see how with $2,500 a month you provide for a family now in the United States, let alone in any sort of middle class. And it's not just my opinion. This is objective facts about what actually constitutes middle class in the United States. it is not making $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month in the United States or $3,000 a month in the United States puts you below that medium. It's putting you more on the below the middle class group if you're making $3,000 a month in the United States. And honestly, I don't know how anyone in the United States can live, very well with $3,000 a month. Now, those same $3,000, you can live better elsewhere. In Thailand, for sure. You live better in Thailand. But I don't have to go to Thailand. We were talking about some of these videos I've been seeing lately. People in Spain, people in Portugal, people in other parts of Europe. And Spain, Portugal are usually the ones immediately brought up because the cost of living and what you get for your money, the bang per buck, it is insane. You're going to be okay with $3,000 a month in Portugal or in Spain. You're not gonna be wealthy. It's not gonna be like then that Euro Trip movie where the guy buys a hotel with 50 cents. That's a movie. It's not real, right? Let me make that perfectly clear. But yeah, you're gonna be okay. Maybe you're not gonna be in a very nice house, or you're not gonna have much of a. With $3,000 a month in Spain or Portugal. How many people? Like, you're single, someone that wants just a studio or a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, $3,000. Yeah, you're not gonna be. You're not gonna be living the crazy life or anything, but you're gonna be surviving okay enough. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine, especially because of all of these things that I mentioned so many times before. Because with these $3,000 a month, you will have to pay taxes wherever you are. But the enormous difference is if you're gonna pay $3,000 a month, $300 a month for your social welfare payment tax thing. That also includes healthcare. You're not getting that kind of healthcare in the United States for $3,000, and it covers your entire family. This is on the so-called free, the public healthcare. That again, nothing is free in life. You have to pay it. But this is the public, the public health care that everyone has, right? You pay for that with your taxes. That's basically how, of course, it goes. And besides that, you can pay like $50 more if you want to have private. Okay, and for people that are expats or traveling or moving for a period of time, the government requires of them to have private healthcare, which is going to be like $50, $100 a month, which is crazy cheap. And that's one of the things that people are surprised the most. But at least that puts, if you need something, it's going to be taken care of privately, and it's not going to be someone in a public hospital waiting in line when he hasn't even been paying into it his, most of his life or whatnot, or paying it month after month and so on. That's the massive difference. If you're going to be living on $3,000 a month, no way in hell you're going to be better off in the United States than in Spain or Portugal. I mentioned Portugal quite a bit because someone here corrected me about, food is cheaper in Portugal, in Spain than in Portugal. No, it's not. I have no idea where he got. You have certain products that are cheaper cross-border, and everything being so close. It is very common all over Europe that people, if you're close to the border and there's a cheaper price on something somewhere else, you just cross it. But there's no magic here. It's usually the cost of living is associated with how much money people make. And people in Portugal will make less money than people in Spain, and people in Spain will make less money than people in France, and people in France will make less money than people in Germany or Sweden, right? Maybe not a lot more, but there's going to be these differences. And these differences are usually going hand in hand with the cost of living. That's why not everyone is going to one specific country. You have like different options. But that's what's making some of these countries more attractive than others for someone that is retiring or has a certain income that they rely on and they want it to stretch as much as possible. So that's where it's coming from. But guys, answer me the question. Is it true that you can have a nice middle class life in the United States with $2,500 a month? I think it's stretching it, but I'm open to suggestions and comments. See you later.